Sure.
All
right. Recording in 3, 2, 1.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Logan and Jay, Controversies of the Day. How's everybody doing out there? Logan, my friend, how are you?
Fine.
Well, I tell you, buddy, I am not fine. I'm pissed off. I'm really pissed off. Yeah, and you know, I love doing the show with you, and I like to have fun, and people, I think they've seen me. I like to laugh. But man, there's so much going on. Wow, it just pulls you down. All right, well, let me do a little niceties before we get really nasty, really ugly here, because the world is going down and pretty fast. So on our last show, I meant to say something to all the moms out there, and I just want to say, and I didn't. So if God willing, if we're doing this again the next year, buddy, a year from now, I'll do a better Mother's Day thing. I want to thank all the moms out there for being the very special, magical, beautiful creatures that you are, and you brought life into this world. And why am I saying all that? Because the neo-left, and they're wrong about this, because you are not just birthing persons, as they like to call you. Anyway, I wanted to do that in one of our previous shows. I know I'm a little bit late. Maybe we'll do a little Father's Day thing, which is not going to be nice either. I'll do later. Anyway, that's probably as nice as the show's going to get right there, buddy. Oh my God. Well, 34 convictions. Holy cow, our former president. And the whole world is just stacked against him, saying, no, we're going to throw everything at you, buddy. Wow.
It still blows my mind. Like I guess I'm not shocked. I didn't think they'd get them all 34.
Me either.
But I guess the way the judge gave the jury instructions as far as how to go about coming up with this decision was more or less, if you think one, it's all of them. So I don't know.
Are they 34 because it's 34 checks? Is that what I heard? It's insane.
I have no real idea. It doesn't make sense. What blows my mind more is that if this is seen as such a clown show, you know, a dumpster fire of a trial, why hasn't anyone come to his aid? Where are you Republicans at? Where are you guys at? Not like on your soapboxes right now. I don't get it. You know, when we had the riots going, you had a Democrats out there in the streets talking about keep it going. We're not going to stop. You had Kamala Harris talking about it. That they should keep on burning their own towns down. You know, you had what's her that older black lady was out there.
Maxine Waters.
Yeah, she was out there saying the same shit. So like, what?
Yeah.
Where's the Republicans saying that this is happening?
I mean, I like cooler heads to be prevailing, which they are at the moment. Who knows? That could change on a dime too. You know what I mean? Really, it's really hard to know. But I will say this: I was watching some PBD recently, and Chris Cuomo. I'm actually going to say something nice about Chris Cuomo of all people. Him and Dave Smith were talking. Two guys don't like Trump. Neither one of them like Trump. But they both were admitting this is ridiculous. These are misdemeanors. If anything, these are not felonies. This is ridiculous. There's going to be a backlash to this. And holy cow!
Well, it's already started. The backlash has already started. You had within 24 hours, he raised almost $53 million, $53 and $16 million, unprecedented. I heard or
Money
saw
talks.
something about
BS walks. So
6 points. He went up to 6 points. I don't know if that was across the board or just in swing states or whatever demographic, but this isn't. It's either not working out the way the left thought, or it's what they want to, a precursor to the next step, which, we fought some kind of false flag event, something big happened in this country. I mean, there's a lot of tension. We're just a powder keg. We just need that.
Oh, we'll get to that. Yeah. We'll get to that shortly, because that's a grave concern. There's so many connections to that. I just to back it up a little bit, I was really impressed with. And again, folks, Logan's got his opinions on Donald Trump. I got mine. I'm more of a mixed bag. I voted for him twice, so for you supporters, I'll give you that. But I'll rip on the guy too. Okay, there's no cult here of Trump for me. But he's what we got going on, and he's probably the best thing. At least a Trump-Biden scenario. I got to go with Trump. Maybe there's some hope there. That's where I come down on this. But prior to this, Trump did some campaign in all places, the Bronx. And not a traditionally Republican, not a traditionally white area, and he seemed like he did pretty well. Yeah. I was rather impressed with that.
Again, I think he's a true patriot. You can go back to interviews from like the 90s when he was 20 years ago where he was America first. He was always about America. You know, I don't think the guy's lying about him wanting America first. He's given up so much. I mean, the money, they keep on going. He could easily just roll over during all these court cases, whatever, just fucking settle it out, or however this would have been if he wasn't going to run it. I don't think any of this would have happened to him if he wasn't planning on running again. I think it is very orchestrated, but I think it's because he has a true patriotism to this country, and I think more and more people are starting to see it. The guy's given up so much bullshit just to keep on continuing. So, what do you guys want to end? You know, he is probably the first true trying to actually bring parties together.
Yeah.
He's actually trying. He's the libertarians. Come on, that was a crazy that he went to the convention. I mean, it was funny too. He's more or less calling them losers. Stop being losers. Vote for me. You know, be winners. Help. You know, even if you guys don't nominate me, the majority you're gonna. I mean, it was very funny.
Oh, it was great.
Very raw,
being raw and real.
Then he got booed, but at any convention people get booed, so you can't just sit there, oh, they booed him. But he got a lot of cheering too. I mean, the people loved him there as well.
I give him a lot of credit for going there.
So he's honestly trying to work together with everybody, and I think that like it really comes down to his VP pick too. If we make it that far, he makes it that far,
it's so important.
You know, I think Tulsi Gabbard is high on that list.
I hope so. I really hope so.
Whatever Democrats still believe in her will definitely follow her, and I think that's again unifying the country as a whole. I think he's really doing. Again, I'm not some fanboy, but I see it. These are things that I see. After the conviction, all over Twitter, or X, but all over Twitter, you saw just tons of videos, especially Black and Hispanics, talking about we're voting for him. They've messed up. You know, you're taking this guy and you're dragging him to the dirt for what reason? I mean, misdemeanors, trumped up misdemeanors.
Then they're making him more of an underdog, right?
Yeah, they are. They really are. So again, are they shooting themselves in the foot, or are they setting this up preemptively for something worse down the road to clutch onto this power that they would inevitably lose if they didn't do anything to stop him?
Right.
He's going to live. If we make it to November 5th with him being the nomination, he actually gets voted in. I can see it being like 100 million votes. I see him getting 100 million votes. It's not going to be 80 and 80. It's going to be 100 million, and it's going to be a fucking landslide that we've never seen. That likes of which we've never seen in this country.
Well, we do get him once in a while. I mean, just to give you a little history. Reagan did real good 84.
This is going to be if it's Biden-Trump, it's going to be a fucking landslide. Even the Democrats know this man can't win. No one's voting for him. No one wants him.
Yeah.
I mean,
Talking about Biden now.
They give him shit like the Bronx, you know, because the people of his party, or you know, the right, his supporters, so many thousands of people, and then the left wants to say, oh no, you didn't have that many fucking people. Okay, so we're a few thousand less. That might have been hyped up to say it was more. Biden can't fill up a fucking high school gymnasium. I mean, he can't do it. And this bumbling fucking fool. Again, he's had more gas more recently. The times he has been out, he sounds like an idiot. I showed Katie one where he's talking about the Civil War, and because they didn't have submarines or some weird shit, like the guy can't get his sense out. So even the left, even his own party knows that he can't do it. So what we can see at their convention in August, and him stepping down, him doing a pardon for anyone on his side that's going to go through this shit, because you know Hunter's supposed to be having a trial coming up.
Hunter's got some stuff coming up too, but some tax evasion and some gun charges.
He does not have anyone behind him, especially his own party. So it comes down to what are they going to do to stop Trump, or in some fashion keep the power? You know, like the left was bitched about, oh, he's going to be a dictator. He's going to be a dictator. Well, look what's happening to your guys. They legitimate. So let's look through actual dictators and like horrible fascists and communists. What do you want to call it? You had Mao. They started fucking doing political, locking up the political prisoners, political adversaries. You had Hitler did the same shit. Stalin. And Joe Biden.
Pol Pot. I can't forget him either. Killed millions of Cambodians in the Vietnam era. Pol Pot. Yeah, no, horrible.
And you got Joe Biden doing the same shit. He's trying to lock up his political adversary. It's insane. And the left that gets excited about this. What was the quote when the whole Nazi thing happened? Oh, when they came for like whoever. No one did anything. It's fucking happening. It's happening, folks. It's gonna happen. So they're gonna start eating their own. They've already started in small amounts, and they're gonna start anyone who pushes back against their narrative.
Now, I know I'm a little kooky. Okay, but I thought I heard Biden was going to do an Oval Office response on TV to the verdict. And maybe it's coming, folks. Maybe by the time this airs, maybe it'll have happened. But you didn't see that, did you?
No. I think because it was pushed out there, they probably stopped it.
Yeah, it was a pause. Somebody hit the pause button there.
Very coincidental that he would have a response written before the verdict would come out. So, and that little sneer he gave when the reporters asked him directly about the convictions of Trump, he just turns around with that creepy sneer.
Yeah.
Because well, again, he's either fucking crazy or he knew what was going on. The moment of actual clarity he had.
I wonder if he got the verdict before it was announced.
Or he gave the verdict before it was announced. The other thing too is the very last question that you hear a reporter ask after the initial one. He does this little weird, creepy stare, and then the last thing you hear of that clip is should he even be on the ballot? Which is even scary to think that you got people considering not putting him on the ballot because he's a convicted felon, even though, from what I understand, even if it happens, even if he's sitting in jail, he can still be on the ballot. He can still be president. He can still win the election. Because however it works, I don't know law by any means, but I know he can still do it. So if he doesn't,
can you imagine that folks on the desk in his prison cell?
It's like Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, Nelson. Yeah.
Instead of after he gets out of jail, it's during his stay in jail. So and then it brings in the question of Secret Service. He's granted that they can't throw him in a jail where he could. If they put him in jail, that's assassination attempt right there by the left. It's crazy. It's insane that we're even talking about this type of shit.
It is, man. I know. This is like the Twilight Zone. It really is. It's just freaking insane. Yeah. So I mean, again, the world is so nuts right now. I see myself as a right wing guy. Chris Cuomo's always annoyed the hell out of me, and here he is defending Donald Trump. I mean, he's admitting that, with the PBD Valuetainment Show, and PBD, by the way, you're doing a great job, pet buddy. I think that guy, like, holy cow, he needs to be a debate moderator.
Oh, for sure.
That would be just awesome. I think he'd be top notch at that. So yeah, I mean, we got a lot going on here. I think, is it the 11th of July? Might be when the sentencing for Trump. There's a day, we'll get it to you.
Yeah, it's like 4 or 5 days before the convention.
And then, but sometime in June, like you were saying, Hunter's got he's got a court date too. So that's all going to be kind of interesting. And that brings up, like I said, again, I bring up this guy. If you don't know who he is, you should know who he is, just in general, folks. Doug Cass is his name. He's not my uncle, I swear. I wish he was my uncle, which is my dad. No, Doug Cass is down there in Florida. He manages money for a thing called Seabreeze Partners. He's on realmoney.com. And he's kind of known in the financial world, the CNBC kind of world. And anyway, he does these predictions every year. And, he's not God, so he's not going to be 100% right. But, it's interesting when a guy like him will get some things right here and there. And, he said some really crazy stuff that I'm just sitting here, want to make the popcorn and just, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? He thinks we could see something as insane as Biden pardoning Trump. Yeah, will Biden be pardoning Hunter? And then he sees both of them stepping down, and a scenario of Nikki Haley perhaps against maybe Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan, unless it's Michelle Obama. I mean, we brought this up before, and now we're just seeing how crazy this is getting. But yet the time is ticking. We only got like 5 months to this thing. Are all these crazy thoughts? When we got Gavin Newsom, he's been on the sidelines the whole time. Let me in, coach. I want to play. Let me in, coach.
He's slowly sinking now.
Yeah.
His bullshit in California is kind of.
Yeah.
He's going to. I think, unless he has a big. Him being quiet, you don't hear too much about it other than some of the failed shit that's happened. Like he owns a restaurant apparently where he pays his employees less than the minimum wage he's imposing on all these other restaurants and companies.
Come on, Cali, wake up! California, wake up!
But you're not hearing too much out of his camp, so it's wondering again when it comes down to the convention. Obviously, Biden, we just talked about it, that even his own party doesn't like him. Would they bring in like a Michelle Obama and a Gavin Newsom type of ticket? I mean, really, it would be a left thing to do, especially bringing the white man under a black woman. Boy, how demasculating would that be?
Yeah.
But in any case, would that be what he could be used for that, or he's just going to fade away because he's just kind of could shot himself in the foot with his crazy,
Yeah.
progressive type shit he's doing over in California.
Again, the level of what do you want to just call it, stupidity of the left or the modern day Democrat. And look, I don't want you to be stupid. Stop being stupid. If you all had, here, watch this. Watch. I love my country. I love my country. You're like, oh, are you a Trump supporter? No. Watch it for a second, okay? I did this before. We'll do this again. If you guys got rid of Biden and Harris and you talked RFK Jr. back, and if you talked Tulsi Gabbard back, you could have a hell of a ticket on the Democrat side. I know you're not going to do it because that's how stupid you people are. If you had half a brain, that's what would be working on behind the scenes. That's what would happen. Anyway, that's just me fantasizing out
I don't
loud.
think it's about stupid. It's about two people that you just mentioned that don't want to be a part of that group because they're just evil fucks trying to.
Exactly, and they're too smart. So
Yeah.
And they're both, even Scaramucci, a guy who turned on Trump, he even predicts that RFK Jr. could be Donald Trump's VP pick. Wouldn't that be crazy?
That'd be insane.
That would be insane.
I wouldn't be against it, I guess. I definitely have Tulsi Gabbard's definitely.
I don't know. She's my and it's crazy because I don't even agree with all her politics.
No, it's nice to see. Like again, we don't have to. No one should ever have to be 100% on every thought of you.
And who is? Nobody is.
So I have no problem with whatever more left-leaning stuff she believes in. She wants to push as long as it's common sense type of stuff. I don't have a problem with it. But as long as she has some of the views that I have, which is country first, let's go. Anyone who's America first proves it, shows it, and does what they say.
America first, and let's not start or get too deep in anybody else's wars. I mean, this is big, folks. I mean, I really think, and this for me. Well, before we get on to Nikki Haley, we're gonna get Nikki Haley, we're gonna do a few other things. But anyway, I just wanted to bring up some Doug Cass's predictions again because I look at them like, I really wonder if this is really gonna happen. Go ahead.
You got a lot of people predicting stuff. A lot of stuff's come true. Alex Jones being one of the kind of the bigger, crazier ones, but a lot of the stuff he's mentioned has been coming to.
Yeah, Brett Weinstein, an extremely smart guy, way smarter than Alex Jones. He's given Alex Jones a little props on the internet lately. So, anyway, Brett and Bro, I don't know what Eric thinks, his brother, both of them just geniuses. I love those guys. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people giving Alex Jones, it's creeping out. Tucker's giving Alex Jones a lot of credit lately, too.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff he's saying is happening, or, it's given more credence to what he's saying. I mean, supposedly last night on Twitter, he was claiming that the feds are going to come and shut him down. He was very emotional on some of this stuff. Other people that I wouldn't say stupid or any kind of, the level of conspiracy, I guess, that Alex is on, was reposting this stuff, claiming this is messed up, just after Trump's conviction. Now they're coming after him. He had a big Sandy Hook thing in his case, and so it's wondering, why are you guys actually trying to shut him down? It's because you're going to seize his assets type of deal to make those payments. You'd get money back faster if you just let him continue doing what he's doing, or you're just trying to silence him.
Yeah.
It's weird timing that you're going to have this. I mean, I see other platforms, other people possibly getting attacked more. I mean, Crowder's been attacked many times through, maybe the hand of YouTube and Google through, possibly the administration, or at least the people in that agenda, part of that agenda, trying to shut the right up. Don't say these things. So I don't know. It's scary. It's very scary.
It's very scary. Very scary.
It's just nuts.
I just want to say, too, I give so much credit to Donald Trump for going to the Libertarian Convention. I just want to go over that real quick. And Vivek went there, too. And they were giving him shit. And I appreciate their energy. If I was in that room, I might be yelling down Donald Trump, too, a little bit. I mean, I appreciate their energy. I think, but how great. I mean, if you're a Libertarian, you got to be pretty happy. Mainstream guys of the two, one of the two major parties came over to your side and gave you that respect. So here you go left. There you go left. Joe Biden or Kamala, is she going to go over to the Green Party? Is she going to, hang out with Cornel West a little bit?
The mainstream Libertarians definitely fucking shit on that one, because then they don't like that whatever the hell is
Chase Oliver?
Yeah, that goofy queer fuck. Just
I don't care that he's queer, by the way.
Yeah,
That's
that
fine
doesn't
with me.
matter.
That wouldn't prevent me from voting for him.
No, but it's really, I mean, come on. You're literally pissing away a vote. No one cares about that guy. You're a small little demographic of libertarians that actually represent you in that party. I know. 3%, none, 0.%, whatever point number percent. You guys just shit that. But again, I hope, regardless of who they nominate, I'm hoping the majority of these guys will, choose Trump, to be honest. I mean,
well, that's me. I mean, I voted for Gary Johnson in 2012. It was Obama and Mitt Romney, and I was like, what the hell, and so I voted for Gary Johnson, and I was going to do it in 2016 because Gary ran again. And
I did both those years for Gary, and then
my wife, believe it or not, and my daughters talked me out of it. They told me to vote for Trump. If you gotta vote for Trump, Dad, we're gonna win big. We're big in the fall. I'm like, oh no, he's not gonna win. And well, they were right.
Yeah, they were shocked.
They were right. They were right.
Nonsense.
So I voted for Trump in 2016. So what the hell, though? That's what I did. And that was the first time, and well, the only time in all my adulthood that the person I voted for in the general election actually won. So, yeah. So, kind of crazy. And then Bernie, who I voted for early in that year in the primary, he won the primary in the state that I live in. And that was kind of crazy too. So I always vote primaries, and I'm usually voting for an underdog. So, and the Cubs went to the World Series for the first time in 100 years. What all that means, I don't know, but it all really happened in 2016. Anyway, back to 2024. Here we are. And I got to bring up the thing that really pisses me off. I know you said you didn't see a lot of this. You just saw a little bit about this. This is something quite disgusting, folks. This really, really bothered me. Now, I've said things about Nikki Haley before that I felt that she was, someone who was going to do well. When she said things I've agreed with, I've given her acknowledgement. But, over the course of this last year, when we talked about the debates, she revealed herself pretty much to be a warmonger, A neocon, and Vivek said she was Dick Cheney in 3-inch heels. And, wow. I mean, it's amazing. And then she just went over to Israel. Well, first of all, she endorsed Trump a couple weeks ago. I don't know if you saw that. Mm-hmm. Okay, and everybody, okay, well, she's just getting in line, and, she probably wants to speak at the convention, and just what she's got to do, and maybe put herself in some position to be a possible VP or a cabinet pick, even though there's been a lot of bad blood there, between her and Trump. But, people do this. This is what they do. They run against each other, and then they come back and all get behind each other in the end. Well, she just went to Israel, people, okay, as a citizen, because she's not an elected official anymore, and she met with Benjamin Netanyahu, so he had time for her. Let's just note that. And you gotta see some of this, folks. The optics are really weird. They're almost giddy with each other. I mean, it's weird. Talking about horrible things that have happened in the war between the Palestinians and Hamas and the Israelis, and it's awful. I mean, she's almost smiling and giddy, and she actually signed. I don't like saying this again to give it more, press, but she signed a missile that's going to be sent into Gaza. I mean, we've had terrorist attacks here. We're concerned, allegedly, about terrorist attacks here. What are you doing, lady? What the flip are you doing? This is horrible things have happened. The Israelis just had this controversial hit in Rafah. And look, folks, I am not for Hamas, okay? I'm anti-Hamas. You got to see some of this, folks. And then she does this, she's talking with, she's various speeches, and they took her around to different places and things, and you got to see some of the footage. And then she starts talking about how China and Russia, and they're all connected, and they're all behind the October 7th thing that happened. And you just want to say, what are you doing, lady? I mean, and they kind of treat her almost like she's gonna be an elected official again at some point here, maybe in the near future. It's creepy. It's very creepy. So if you haven't seen that, folks, you might want to check that out. That's why I say when I think of Doug Cass's predictions, will it be Nikki against Gretchen or Nikki against Michelle Obama? Anything's possible nowadays, folks. Anything is possible. I think Nikki Haley is a disgusting thing. We're all sinners in this world, but that she would dare call herself a Christian, and go over there and sign a missile. And there's all these, collateral damage is what they call it, right? It's kind of a sickening term when innocent people in warfare, and war is hell. War is hell, war is wrong, and innocent people, bystanders, are going to die. It's just a part of the reality of dropping bombs and the horror of war. And the fact that she's going to go pander like that to the Israelis, she should be about peace, if anything, and things calming down, and eventually some kind of negotiations worked out. Same thing with Ukraine. We got that bozo. Did you see that a few weeks ago?
Oh, him with his
Keep
little
on
guitar.
rocking in the free world. Oh my God. I mean, I'm not a big Neil Young fan as it is, but my God, it was horrible. So Anthony Blinken, people, our Secretary of State, go ahead.
It just popped in my head. Didn't he leave Spotify because of some bullshit? Like
Neil Young did.
Yeah. And he's not a fan of Trump, right?
Right.
So if Trump were to use that song during one of his little things, he would have flipped the fuck out. But this fucking douchebag uses it to propagate, or rather propagandize this little war some more, and it's all fine and dandy. Like, that's awesome. The Nikki Haley thing, it's fucked up. It's okay for genocide as long as you're on the right side of it, right? So we don't give a shit. I don't support Hamas by any means, but it's still kind of fucked that we can destroy that side just because we don't like them. But when they destroy us, it's they come after us. It's genocide. It's fucked up. I mean, I think she's over there just being a weapons saleswoman. She's just over there selling weapons and bringing in China, and Russia is going to help her sell more, right? The fear and all that, and just stuff that they can push and throw up in their little pamphlets for selling their fucking missiles and whatnot. Now, I don't agree that she would be any type of presidential nominee. I don't think she'd be a candidate by any means, just because if that were to happen, that means Trump has to be taken out. By any means, by either put in jail, physically assassinated, or he drops out. I don't see that happen. If it does happen, we're going to have bigger problems than her running for president.
We may have bigger problems.
I think if anything bad happens to him, he will be that martyr, and you're going to see this way. I mean, right now, just him.
I know.
It's not like a red wave. It's nothing to do with
red and blue. Right.
Red and blue. This is a patriot wave. This is people know you.
Yeah. I agree with you, man. I agree.
You guys literally pulled back the curtain on the plan of what you're doing. You're not hiding it anymore, and everyone sees it. And you have a giant wave of patriotism coming at you. Like, it's coming, and it ain't gonna stop.
No, I'm with you. And go ahead.
The more you try to stomp out Trump, man, the harder we're gonna come. The bigger it's gonna get. And the left has no means. I mean, even Biden's own camp saying they ain't gonna vote for him. So come on.
Yeah,
what are you guys going to do? He
just said somebody quit, too. He just said somebody in the staff quit.
Yeah, so what are you going to do? What's your plan? You're going to have a major false flag or some kind of black swan type thing that overtakes all this, or you got to get rid of the guy. In either case, I think...
On PBD, they're actually pondering this stuff.
So it's scary.
Yeah, his show.
You see a lot of interviews. So there's PBD has, he has a little bit of a channel, so he has another... I can't think of the kid's name, but he does a show, and he interviewed him and his co-host. They interviewed a lawyer that's been doing a lot for. I think he was a
January
veteran.
6th? Okay.
Yeah, he does a lot. He was a veteran. He came back and he ended up becoming a lawyer, and he does a lot of the defense for January 6th people. I guess he's the counsel, or at least the lawyer for Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate down in Florida for whatever shit they're going through. So he seems to be very educated, at least in the know of how this is working, the conspiracies against January 6th, that type of push. So even he claimed that, the only way for them to win, for the left to win, would be to take him out. And even he thinks that there's a good chance they're going to try to take him out. That's what else are you going to do? And it worries me because Trump is so... likable when he's at his rallies, you know, where he did the Bronx thing. He did the one where we went to the little ice cream shop, wherever the hell it was.
Oh yeah, that was great. Was that Atlanta?
Was that in Atlanta? Yeah, just lets people come up and shake his hand, hug him, pictures. You know, Secret Service is having a fucking shit show. And when he went into the UFC last night, you know,
tell me about this. I missed it.
He comes in like he does, like a boss. The place is already fucking going nuts. You know, he walks out with he was the owner of the UFC. What's his name?
Oh, Dana White.
Dana White's walking side by side. You see Secret Service in front, Secret Service in the back. And people just hands are out like he's a fucking wrestler coming down the ring. He's shaking hands, high five. So is Dana. And if you look at the fucking Secret Service guys behind them, dude, they are bug-eyed as fuck.
I bet.
They're just darting around. It's insane. So it scares me that it would be almost easy, provided that usually when he goes out in public, it is nothing but patriots around him, right? So, but he's surrounded all the time by people like that. So it scares the shit out of me. Someone can just come up and stab him, prick him, put some poison on their fucking hand. You know, it wouldn't take much to get rid of this guy or put him down and out. So it scares the fuck out of me that he has that much, that he's out in public that much. Really, I can't think of the word, but that he just has
exposed.
Yeah, he's exposed, exactly. That he's so exposed, and that's just because of the type of person he is. And I think that might be like, it scares me that could be the downfall if it happens. Because regardless if I'm a fan or not, people got to understand that if he goes down, there's going to be a massive fucking war. I think that would be the line. Because right now, it's what do we do? You know, we see such a big change. Is there going to be a 1776 for us? Is there going to be a line? Where's this line? Like, how much more do we have to eat? Knowing now that, I mean, they're just doing it out in the open.
We're not instigating anything.
No,
we're not for anything. I just want to be clear to everybody about that.
This is no call to action. This is a serious, legitimate question. Where is this line? How much more do we, as a people, again, not left or right, but as a people, you have an authoritarian government, regardless of what they're on. Again, we talked about Nikki Haley. She's a part of this authoritarianism.
They're
They're the same coin, but different faces. Trump is the outlander. He's the guy that's trying to unite the country. And regardless if you believe in him or not, that's what he's doing. These are facts. This guy is doing this stuff. He has a large majority, a huge base, and it's only getting bigger by the more he's getting tossed and dragged through the dirt. What happens when you guys actually do something to him? You think this is going to end? It's not. What happens if you try to steal the election again and he loses?
Yeah.
When there's no way the left has any kind of, even if they brought in Michelle or whoever, I mean, anybody, who has this much fucking pull behind them right now? Nobody. It is Trump. Trump has like one of the biggest bases right now. He's gonna take it. He's gonna take it. And if he doesn't, I think that it's gonna end badly.
And I just want to say again, and I know I annoy you sometimes by you think I'm getting into the identitary politics thing. I just want to beat the left at their own game. That's what I'm doing. And we are at such a time right now when you think about it. And again, I hope Lara Trump, daughter-in-law, I hope she's a part of this, and I hope she's thinking, and I hope it's obvious to everybody. And this also may make the Democrats so nervous.
I want to say she does campaign all the time with him. There's all kinds of Twitter ads where she's like doing donation type things. So,
but I mean, whoever's going to set up the convention in Milwaukee, I mean, again, I don't even know if any white males need to talk other than him. Just think about this, what I'm saying for a second. And the optics of this, the opportunity of this is so great. There's so many women, okay, from Elise Stefanik in New York, who's, again, she's on the short list, and Sarah Huckabee Sanders in Arkansas, and of course Tulsi. Tulsi better be speaking there, people, please. Oh God. And there's even a gal also, I guess, in consideration in Florida. We'll get her name, Maria Elvira Salazar. She's being considered. She's on the short list now too. And you think about her, you think about Vivek. There is a African-American gentleman running for governor in North Carolina, Mark Robinson. I don't know if he's any relation to Michelle. Probably not, but who knows? He's pretty firebrand conservative, this guy. Byron Donaldson. I've said so many nice things about Larry Elder. And, of course, Candace Owens. I mean, there's so many people. And I don't know how many speakers they need, but some of those people should be in the primetime thing, and you could just change the face.
Well, it's 2 days, I think, too.
Yeah, it's 2 or 3 days, yeah. I mean, you could change the face of what people think of as the Republican Party. It won't just be the grand old rich white guy party of Asa Hutchinson and Mitch McConnell and
I hope Mark Rubio don't speak.
yeah, I know he might have him in there. You're right. Yeah, and he's also they keep throwing his name up, Marco Rubio, all the time. So I don't know. Like you said, the 12th Amendment. You brought that up. If they go with DeSantis or if they go with Marco Rubio or even this lady I just mentioned, Representative Salazar, Trump would have to change something with his address to back to New York or something because he can't have two people from the same state. Is that right?
Something along the lines. I'm not sure what the actual context of all that is, but it was something that I've heard.
So I mean, when you see stuff like that, I mean, and you see the people in the Bronx, and Trump did his thing. What did he say? I don't care if you're black, white, brown, or whatever you call yourself. We're all Americans.
Oh, yeah.
USA, USA. Oh my God! Like whoa! And this is an AOC's district.
Where was she?
Where was she? Ooh.
At a fence crying.
Yeah, and and is that going to affect her reelection? At all
probably.
As well.
Yeah.
I mean, so you got a lot of things. Like you say, a lot of plates are spinning here, buddy. And I just, I don't want any violence, and I'm very worried about that. You talked about it being a hot summer. Again, all the immigrants that are coming in here is too much, too fast. Again, I'm not against immigrants, but it's out of control. And again, what could go wrong? Yeah, Nikki Haley, go and sign a missile while Biden's letting all these, military-age young men from all over, by the way, we're not just talking about Mexicans or Ecuadorians or people from Colombia. We're talking about people from Middle Eastern countries and
by droves.
By droves, yeah.
And you want to see how this is going to end out in America? Why don't you go look at what's happening in Germany right now? You got mass protests in Germany, marches and parades of German patriots not wanting the Muslims in their country anymore because it's such another powder keg, just all kinds of crime going over there, and their government's just, again, kind of willy-nilly, UN control, let them in, and the people there don't want it anymore, going through the streets saying Allah, fuck Allah, and all kinds of crazy shit. So
he's quoting someone there. He's quoting that's not what we're saying, okay?
So it's going to happen here. It's just, again,
oh boy,
there's going to be a catalyst moment where it's going to pop off. So when is this moment? That's the question. When's it going to happen? It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I think it's getting pushed forward just because of, again, maybe did they understand that Trump being convicted was going to make him a martyr, more or less, or are they just that stupid that they thought they were going to do something about it, like the influence to be able to call him a convicted felon, because that's going to be the hot topic, the hot word, the buzz for that's how we're going to hear it. A convicted felon, Donald Trump, and the weird question at that thing with Biden saying should he even be on the ballot? Just that's unprecedented. You're going to literally take your adversary off the ballot because of some bogus shit you pushed upon him. Again, guys, look at Mao, look at Stalin. The same shit happened there, and it's happening.
Dictators all over the world.
Next, they're going to go for guns. That'll be the next big thing.
Boy,
You had a massive shooting last night in Akron, Ohio.
Oh, God.
It's something. There's going to be a bunch of shit happening, and it's all going to lead to the same point, some kind of mass civil unrest of some sort, or World War III, depending on Haley's little interaction over there. And, Biden, the same day Trump gets convicted, gives permission for the Ukraine to start using American weapons.
Did you see this, people? Are you happy with your Biden? You see, this is why Tulsi Gabbard calls these people warmongers. I mean, this is not rocket science. This is an opinion. This is fact. This is fact. And then, of course, you got China is still doing all these all these drills around Taiwan. You got people like Russell Brand, the English comedian guy, he's screaming his head off, pulling his hair out that, look what's going to happen in Taiwan. I mean, something's going to give, folks.
How come they're not giving any kind of a UN or whatever you call it, NATO sponsorship? Or especially by America. Why would America push that more? We don't like China. We know they don't like Taiwan. We don't give a fuck about war because we're willing to perpetuate it in fucking, with Israel and the Palestinians or whatever, Hamas. And then you have the Ukraine and Russia thing. So why don't we just get involved with China? Taiwan's more important than the fucking Ukraine. I don't give a shit about the Ukraine. Taiwan, though, our economy kind of survives off that little island. Maybe we should be more concerned about that and what China's trying to do to them. But we pick and choose where the money's at. I guess there's more money in
Maybe Anthony Blinken will go over to Taiwan, just some more Neil Young, rocking in the free world.
Out of all the things Pelosi ever did, her going to Taiwan, I was probably most shocked that she did that, to go and say, oh, fuck you, China, I'm going to go talk to these people. Be like the one good thing that I can think. One thing I agree with, that she showed up there against, China's wishes.
Yeah.
And that was a nice little, F you.
It was interesting.
But outside of that, we don't give, why don't we care about that? That to me seems to be a bigger deal than what's going on with a horribly corrupt country for decades, and then all of a sudden they're on the right side of history. Why? That shit.
The whole Ukraine thing. Yeah, Ukraine thing bothers me a lot. We definitely need to get back out of that situation as much as possible, and work something out. And Russia's probably going to have to take part of it. And then maybe some deal could be cut, and Russia would start to pay back for the damages they've done to the other part of the country. I don't know.
See, I thought the whole thing for Russia, I mean, like their horse in the race was just wanting access to that coastline. So really, we can't come up with a deal for that? Just give them access to be able to launch boats or whatever the fuck is that the only reason? That's why he wanted that land back, is so he could. If that's it, that's pretty fucked up.
I mean, we've been demonizing it. It's been building. We've been demonizing Russia for quite a while. I mean, folks, you can go back, okay? You don't have to believe me, but you go back to the 2012 presidential debate, Barack Obama and Willard Mitt Romney. And Romney says that Russia is the biggest threat in the world at that point, okay? And then you got the 2016 thing, where all of a sudden, Russia put Trump in the office. Oh my God, Russia! Like all of our intelligence agencies couldn't have stopped it. Like what? Russia threw our election, but what our intelligence agencies are just sitting there at home, even though they get billions of tax dollars and just not doing anything. What? That made no sense at all. So there's been this demonization, I mean, it goes way back, obviously, to the Cold War and stuff. But we've kind of, unfortunately, brought it all back, and here we are. And, oh, boy, buddy. I don't know, dude. I don't know. And so we got to wrap things up here. Anything else, on your mind here? Anything else? You got plenty to worry about. Oh, dear. Oh, good Lord. Oh. Well, Father's Day's coming up, so... not the same as Mother's Day. It's a whole different thing. Yeah, and like I say, if we're doing this, I will do a much better Mother's Day thing next year, and to honor the moms out there a little bit better. But Father's Day, get Dad a tie or some cologne or something. It's not quite the same. But then they got us dads who are good dads, and then the kids grow up and they hate you. It's fun. It's fun. Good times. Anyway, but you and I both, don't have the best daddy situation. So, and we can relate, unfortunately, to a lot of people out there. And, there's a great movie. It's a kind of a comedic movie called Parenthood. Did you ever see that with Steve Martin? Mm-hmm. And there's a line in there, and I can't get it quoted right, but Keanu Reeves, a young Keanu Reeves is in that. And he does the whole thing about how, you need a fishing license and you need a hunting license, but, any Tom, Dick, or Harry can, knock somebody up and be a dad. And, it's like, it's a great line. It's a great line. And I remember the wrestler, one of my favorite wrestlers, Roddy Piper, actually quoting that line more than once. And he went through a bad situation, too. He actually ran away from home and never went back. So there's a lot of that out there, and it's a sad world. But Father's Day coming up. I always think of father songs. Any father songs stick out to you? I know Everclear had that one, that Father of Mine. That was a good one. That actually, my wife really she felt that one pretty good, because her dad actually did leave when she was 3 years old. And then she later found him, though. Anyway, I would just throw this out there for fathers and sons. A lot of people don't know about this band. It's a really good band. They're called Loathe, which means hate. But and normally most of their stuff is all kind of this devil kind of, it's just, I'm not into that. But they got this song called Two-Way Mirror. So the band is Loathe. The song is called Two-Way Mirror. And I would say it's probably one of the greatest father songs I've ever heard. If there are any good ones, that's definitely a great one. So I encourage everyone to check that band out. No, I'm not their manager. I don't know any of those guys. They're Brits, and good luck to them. And I hope they're not Satan worshipers. But anyway, buddy, well, we gotta hope and pray we get through this summer. The summer. I know it's not official till the summer equinox, June 20th or 21st, but. Yeah, this is going to be a hot summer. I think it's going to be a crazy summer. 2 conventions in the Midwest. I'm not a fan of the Obamas, but let me just say real quick, our condolences to Michelle Obama. Her mother passed away. Mrs. Robinson did die. Sorry to hear about that. But yeah, man, it's going to be a crazy summer. 2 big conventions. Is Donald Trump going to get the nomination and sweep everything and unite the country and calm the frickin' world down? Or is Trump not going to get it by some reason? We don't know. Biden not going to get it, and we're just going to descend into more frickin' chaos.
Yeah, we're fucked. Huh?
Logan, I wish I could argue. I can't. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another edition of Controversies Today with Logan and Jay. Please hit the subscribe button. Please tell a friend. Tell a friend. We're fun. We're energetic. And yes, we're also very sad and very real, though, and very honest. All right, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Boy, you were just, when I walked down here, you're the space bar. Blah, 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 blah. You're just, baby, yeah, I can tell you need this, too. There.